Welcome everyone to episode 20 of The World's Don't Keep. We are live on Ustream as promised before. This one we're going to try something new with this live show. We came up with this idea back in episode 15. We tossed this idea out there and we're going to try it out. And this is our concept art show. So I'm going to try and stream the images that we're going to talk about. Basically we're going to go in order. These are all from the Diablo 3 website, which I'm also going to throw the link up to right now. So if you want to follow along that way and look at the high-res images and not these Ustream ones, you can do so. With me on the show are my usuals, Ken, Dan, and Jordan. We're not going to be doing any lore, any news, well, maybe news. We're going to talk about the 2 new screenshots they released. One of them happens to be my favorite so far. And we're going to interact with the audience the whole time.
Excellent.
Blood Penguin is the show's Vanna White.
How are you?
That's right, all 8 of us.
All 8, the original 8.
We'll never die, ever.
That was Jordan. Ken, say something, and then Dan, say something, so everyone knows your voices, your sweet and sexy voices.
I don't want to. You can't tell me what to do. You're not
Ken.
the boss of me.
There's Ken right there.
No way.
I'm Dan.
Dan's the one that says a lot, so it's pretty obvious.
I do say a lot. It's starting to really bother me just how much I say because I hear it when I listen to the damn it, there I just did it.
There's auto-tune dance. Dan.
Auto-tune, yeah.
Am I whooping a bunch?
No, you're back now. You were for a second though.
This sounds like a Rebecca Black music video.
So yeah, we're gonna go do the concept art in order, starting with the Diablo 3 image, which is that one, and then we're gonna go in order. They're all numbered on the Diablo website if you're following along that way, but you can just listen to the show and if you want. So do we want to start out with concept art image number 1?
Sure.
And it is the official Diablo 3 logo.
Yeah, that logo looks different than the one I have as my background. What the heck?
How so? It doesn't have the Blizzard title at the bottom?
Oh, I guess that's it. It also looks better. What the heck? I also have one complaint about Chrome. It's that I can't right-click on something and make it my background.
Would not know.
Alright, let's move on to one of the images I want to talk about.
Which one is that?
The one we got in email. The 2 new ones, most recent ones from Bashiak, and the ones they posted on the Blizzard Facebook, or the Diablo Facebook, rather, for the milestone. And that is the Witch Doctor's Fear spell? Is that what it's called? Fear?
Horrify.
Horrify, that's right.
Horrify.
This is by far my favorite concept art that's come out so far. It just looks badass.
Yeah, it's definitely very well done.
Yeah, I made it the background on my phone.
Nice. Yeah, I think that would horrify me if I ran into that dude in the dark.
Now, this is a Witch Doctor ability, and this kind of goes back to actually something that Jordan and I were discussing in the last episode about the nature of undead and how undead really aren't they're not universally demonic in nature, and which I guess would be the reason why we can have the Witch Doctor kind of channeling this very gruesome and undead looking, this ghostly, gruesome visage.
Undead spirit.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it in that context, it's really no different than, say, how the barbarian could channel his ancestors. It's just a different variant of magic.
Well, especially since looking at it, that's actually
cannibalism.
Good. Say what now?
Well, and he said a different variant involving cannibalism.
Nice.
And with this, it's got the headdress, it's got the face mask, and the Witch Doctor outfit.
Oh yeah,
you get to see this spell in action in one of the videos. I think the very first playthrough video they released, you get to see it in action. The Witch Doctor. It looks pretty rad.
Okay, I don't know who Kevin Goosery is, but his comment on the Facebook page is that looks like his girlfriend.
Nice.
I think you might want to look for a new one because I'm sure that's a dude.
There's Kevin. There's more fish in the sea.
I can see his intestines.
This one's past its due date. Throw that out.
Due date.
Actually, maybe Kevin's girlfriend was hit by a car, and we're just being really insensitive right now.
I don't think his girlfriend would still be alive.
Hence why this looks like his girlfriend.
Just sounds to me like he was supposed to say it looks like his ex-wife. It just sounds like an ex-wife joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe his girlfriend is really ugly. I don't know.
Ew, necrophilia, anyone? Yuck.
Hey.
Oh, philias. So gross.
Good times.
Now,
Good times.
one of the things that actually disappoints me a little is that what was the artist on this one, the Horrify one here?
Couldn't tell
Do we
you.
know that? Yeah, I kind of do wish that they would let us know, because I really like this guy's work. I'd like
Definitely.
to see more of his stuff, and just kind of, this is an artist I would like to get to know.
Yeah, I wish all these concept art images we're going to look at had name tags so we could kind of see who we're talking about here.
Give credit where
I mean,
credit's
most
due.
of them do have
Exactly.
signatures on it. This is just kind of an exception to the rule, I guess.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one we're going to look at is is that the male demon hunter or the female demon hunter? I can't tell.
It's the back. I honestly don't know.
Honestly, I would say it's got to be the female one.
Oh,
And-
it's the female. I can see the stilettos.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Dead giveaway.
Not to mention, I mean, it does kind of look like it's straight out of the B-roll footage, doesn't it?
Almost. Yeah.
Could be.
I don't know.
So-
There was so much B-roll footage.
Yeah.
Just got two zombies linked together and then shooting the bola at one of them. Nice action
And you
shot in the
You got
dungeon.
some more crawling up out of the little pit there. You got the big meat cleaver levers coming down on the left.
Did you get to play this dungeon at BlizzCon, Ken?
You sure did.
Excellent.
I wonder if they'll have the same one this year. There's speculation that the beta
probably
will
not.
be out before BlizzCon this year.
Probably.
So we'll see.
So what was everyone's favorite concept art anyway? Just out of curiosity.
Favorite concept art?
Personally, my favorite out of the recent ones, my favorite is easily one that we've got coming up here in a bit. The snake.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite as well. One by Brahm.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the newest ones we got.
Well, it's actually not all that new. I think we'd all seen it before.
Right.
but-
I remember seeing it before.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in the high-res beauty it is now, though.
That's true. That is entirely new about it.
But yeah, it's the Tomb Viper.
Show you Tomb Viper.
Nice.
See, now is it alright if I talk about that Tomb Viper
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
a bit? Since it is a little bit of an older piece, so we just got the high res version of it. The thing I really like about this is, it is a bit of retconning. You know, if you look at the Tomb Vipers, how they look in Diablo 2, they are serpentine head to toe. You know, they're basically just giant snakes with arms. This has turned them into more of a
Humanoid.
upper body, like, but not just humanoid, but like actually almost, you know, it's human skin, it's scales, it's not leathery, it's human skin, human hands, that then goes into a serpentine lower half, which isn't even really snake-like. Like, looking at it, I mean, it's going to be snake-like in form, because, you know, that's what serpentine is, but this isn't just, you know, hey, look, the artist cut off the lower half of a snake and stuck it on the bottom of a human. It's like bony and chitinous, and it's
You said
evil.
chitin.
And I did say shit. And, you know, the helmet and the mouth and just the overall form of it actually reminds me a lot of how the Weta crew interpreted the mouth of Sauron in Return of the King. You know, with this very just sort of vaguely human, but no longer, you know, torn from humanity kind of tortured form. And I like that. It's evocative, it's visceral. It's like, okay, this is a thing that is probably full of hate and malice, and it no longer cares. And, you know, they've dehumanized it by covering the eyes. They've got this very unnaturally shaped helmet, with the sort of wings off to the
Right.
side that create an eye-like illusion. You know, it's like butter
The
fly bluffs,
the-
and sort of little things that they've done with it. Really good.
Not to mention, you see the upper section of the scales that actually turn into leather and seem to be sewn into his lower part of the body. You know, it doesn't look like it was just, wrapped around him, it looks like it was painfully inserted in some kind of way.
Yeah, like
That's
those
what
are
she said.
stitches or hooks or claws or something.
That's actually what, to go back to what you said about the mouth of Sauron, that's actually what my nephew said when I showed him the picture. He's like, it looks like that dude from Lord of the Rings and Return of the King. I was like, yeah, I guess it kind of does.
Nice.
Wait, which dude? I don't remember any snake dude.
He wasn't a snake, but he had no eyes and he had gnarly mouth with all the crazy teeth. He might have just been in the extended version. I don't quite remember.
No, he was in the regular version, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
No, it was in the it was added in the extended version.
See if I can't find an image of it. Chick wants to know if there are any lore on the Tomb Vipers.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't recall running across anything of that sort.
They really are just sort of this thing that was, in Diablo 2. And that's kind of why I mentioned the retconning earlier, is because they were just sort of this background. They were a monster that you fought. And there wasn't a whole lot of explanation of them. And, the people around Lutgo Lane are just like, oh, yeah, the Vipers are all up in a tiff and causing problems outside the city, as though it's like, okay, so they're just kind of around. You're okay with this? But they've, so they have retconned it. They've changed, with this art, they've changed the nature of the Vipers, and they've made them much more in line with the rest of the inherently evil things that you fight.
Yeah, the books really don't talk about any of the claw vipers or anything of that sort, but you do see talk of the giant maggots and the scarabs and things like that. But that's all I can tell you from a book lore standpoint.
Is that concept art from Diablo 2? That's what Variant 1 wants to know. He says it's
Let
from
me
Diablo
look.
2. I don't think they would have released it. If they had it when Diablo 2 was in development. I think we'll see some Tomb Vipers in Diablo 3.
Oh, no, he's talking about like the classic BattleNet, like the description of the claw viper is what he's asking about, I think.
Oh.
The concept art is D3, but the lore reference is D2, and I don't know if it's still relevant. It might be a reimagining, it might be an evolution, as far as like demonic twisting evolution is related.
Yeah, I mean, and even right there in the Claw Viper lore on the BattleNet thing, it's the origin of these demonic monstrosities is cloaked in controversy. So it really was something that was just kind of a blank slate from the beginning.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of detail you see into his fingers, like the ring finger on his left hand. You're not sure if it's cut off or if it's just bent, and the way that the skin color changes drastically is kind of a almost runic tattoo look to it. So, not to mention the extremely abnormal fingers that are extended.
So from an art standpoint, those are the kind of small details that really go into telling when something is good and effective artwork. Because things like the long fingers, you don't really think about it and go like, oh, that guy's got long fingers, he's definitely weird and crazy and scary, and there's something wrong with him, and he's abnormal. But it impresses on your mind just by looking at it. You look at this guy and it's like, okay, there's something not right. And it's all the little things. It's the skin tone, it's the fingers, it's the posture, it's the definition in the muscles and just the way that he's sitting that add to that air of menace subconsciously.
Belt of Skulls.
The Belt of Skulls is a bit more overt. Obviously, the non-human lower half is more overt, and the missing lips. But if we just kind of took this guy and we drew him in a neutral pose, it would be all the same things. He'd still have the Belt of Skulls. He'd still be missing lips. But if he wasn't coiled and ready to strike, then he would just be a lot less menacing. And you can take the basic idea, and I'm sure we have artists in the audience. Like if we got Ethereal Unity to draw this guy as in basically chibi form, he's still got a Belt of Skulls. He's still missing lips, but suddenly looks cute and harmless. It's the difference between a Dragon Age and an Earthbound in terms of what is menacing, and basic concepts can be painted to be either menacing or friendly.
Right.
I don't know. He kind of looks like